Hello, Miss Skelly here, and today I'm going to be continuing reading The One and Only Bob. These are chapters 71 through 77. Surveying the damage. I pick my way past the devastation. The tornado has left a random path of misery. The African aviary is gone. Simply gone. The kids' farm nearby, untouched, although there are some very flustered chickens clucking like all get out from their safety of their hen house. I see a few people, hopefully a lot of potential visitors, were scared off by the threatening weather. It looks like some of the animals listened to their early warning systems, those little voices inside telling them something bad was coming their way. Quite a few seem to have taken cover before the brunt of the storm. Wish I'd paid more attention to my own internal weatherman. I pass the penguin viewing window, the one that allows visitors to watch their graceful swimming. Several penguins are underwater, swooping and swiveling. Joe! Jim! I call, and they both swim over. Bert okay? I ask. Baby Bert pops his little head out of the water. Hey, Bob, did you know we're having a storm? Yeah, I noticed. All good here, Bob, Joe says. You? Yep, took a little flight, though. Daddy, says Bert, can I fly? In the air? Nope, says Joe. You fly underwater. You're a penguin. Bob flew, and he's a dog. Bob is a very special dog, says Joe, and he gives me a look. A grown up, just between us look. That says, you're all right. But what about the others? Baby sloth. I say goodbye to the penguins and continue on my way. So much has simply vanished. Walls, fences, barriers, netting. The orderly world of the park, with its careful lines defining territory, isn't so defined anymore. Many of the habitats are still entirely intact, but not all. What will this place be without fences and walls? You didn't need to watch the Nature Channel to know that certain animals like to eat certain other animals. I pass two squirrel monkeys swinging happily from the children's carousel. A pelican watches from her perch on a popcorn stand. I see a camel and a zebra together, looking stunned to be standing side by side. I notice a red lemur, Merlin, on a picnic table. Lemur eyes are always big, if you ask me, but Merlin's eyes look like they're about to pop right out of his head. I make my way through splintered wood and glass shards and approach the gift shop. It's roofless. Stuffed toy animals are scattered here and there, like they tried to make a break for it. An I Love Koalas t-shirt dangles from a tree branch. Around a corner, I see a baby sloth. Sylvia, I think her name is. She's resting on a muddy plush giraffe. Hey there, I say. She makes a tiny noise. A sloth sob, I guess it is. Let's find your mom and dad. I'm not one for hugging and licking and such, but I give her a little nudge with my nose. Sylvia somehow manages to grab the giraffe, then looks up at me like she expects to hitch a ride. How the heck do you pick up a baby sloth? It's not exactly part of my job description, and sloths are so, slothy. Carefully, I pick her up by her scruff the way you do with a puppy. She puts that silly toy in her mouth, and off we go. Takes a few minutes, but I find her mom, Selma. I deposit Sylvia on a patch of wet grass. How can I thank you? Selma cries. No biggie, I say. I head on with fear in my belly and the old taste of sloth fur in my mouth. Make no sudden moves. I've ridden around the grounds of the park in Julia's backpack enough to know every inch of the place. I've even chatted with many of the residents. Now everything is topsy-turvy. I keep finding myself in places I don't want to be. Like the wolf exhibit. Near the entrance, a sign lies crushed on the ground. It has a picture of a gray wolf with an arrow pointing one way and another arrow with an emperor penguin on it. To my right, I see a piece of hay stuck deep in a tree trunk like a pencil in a cupcake. To my left, water gushes from a pathside ditch. Broken pipe. The boiling sky has settled into a solid blanket of gray, and the rain's quieted to a steady drizzle. Still, I smell more bad weather, menacing in the distance. Tossed into a bush is a large informational display with a photo of two gray wolves. And it dawns on me that Grumpy wolves and tiny dogs might not make the best of pals, especially under these trying circumstances. Just as I start to leave, wolf on the sign seems to move, blink. Oh, he isn't part of the sign. He's next to the sign. It's Camus. Hey, I say. No answer. Something tells me I should hightail it out of there. Something else is saying, make no sudden move. I hate it when my brain disagrees with itself. I split the difference, crouching meekly, doing the whole submissive dog thing. Camus locks his gaze on me. I try not to make direct eye contact. A lot of animals find that threatening, but his eyes are mesmerizing, glowing amber and way too smart. He moves again. 2 paws appear. Big paws. Nothing like my feeble, shrimpy feet. These paws are the size of hamburger buns with lethal claws attached. Mutt versus wolf. I wait for him to launch into his pounce. Maybe if I time my escape just right? Yeah, sure. In a battle of Chihuahua mutt versus wolf, even I wouldn't bet on the dog. Do they break your neck before they eat you? That only seems fair. My heart's doing this crazy tap dance in my chest, and I wonder if he can hear it. I sneak a peek at him. Strangely, he just keeps staring at me. Quickly, I avert my gaze. Those eyes, those chilling, dangerous eyes. It's me, Bob, I say. Camus says nothing. He's panting hard. Maybe he's disoriented, even hurt. I try to speak again. My voice seems to be hiding somewhere deep in my throat. Another try. Camus? He blinks. Are you all right? No response. Anyone else hurt? I ask. This time he seems to hear me. I don't know. His voice is a low whisper. Can I help? I ask, really hoping the answer is no. Suzu. I can't find her. All right, then, I say. I'll take a look. I poke around a bit, careful not to get too close to Camus. A sour smell pours off him like sweat off a human. I don't see her, I say after a few minutes. But I'm sure she's fine, just a little shook up probably, hiding somewhere. He doesn't answer. I should go. I'm looking for some friends, I say. Is there anything else I can do? He looks up at the ominous sky as if there's an answer waiting there. I don't know, he says. I don't know. I don't know. Gorilla world. I move on. I have to find my friends. Have to. Where am I? I leap over another mangled signpost with bent arrows. One way to Reptileville, one way to Lionland. I pass the mangrove swamp. Manatee pokes up her big head, draped with Spanish moss like a silly wig. 2 workers in yellow raincoats trot past me. One has a bloody bandage on his cheek. I need to stop, regroup. Cool it, Bob, I tell myself. I'm panicking, not taking in the right data. I try to blot out all the horrible smells, all the awful noise. I concentrate, let my nose do the real work. A whiff of something familiar. Gorilla? It has to be. It has to be gorilla. Full run now. I cut my back left paw on a shard of glass. Trip. Fall hard on my nose and cut it too. Dripping blood. I carry on. Find them. Find them. Find them. A massive old oak lies on its side of entrance to Gorilla World. Huge tangled roots grope into the air like frozen snakes. And just beyond, where Ivan lives, is nothing but devastation. Help us! The stone wall separating Gorilla World and Elephant Odyssey is gone. Pieces of both domains mingle. An elephant toy here, a gorilla nest there. Part of the indoor gorilla space is crumpled to the ground. I scan the area where Ruby and her herd like to hang out. Nothing. No gorillas either. Out of nowhere, the rain picks up, coming sideways, blinding me. The wind howls like a hurt dog. This storm isn't over, not by a long shot. I leap over a pile of cement blocks, catch my hurt foot on something sharp, yelp, keep going. Ivan! I call. Ruby! Nothing. Get to a slight rise, leap into another overturned tree and try to make sense of the damage. Red and blue lights cut through the rain. Police, fire engines. Good, we need all the help we can get. I take in several lungefuls of the hideous air. It's too wet, too full of conflicting odors, a mishmash of scents I can't decipher, especially with my busted nose. The wind gathers speed, pushing at me with incredible force. Feels like it'll tear my ears right off my sore noggin. I can barely stay upright. Wind like that, storm wind, doesn't carry scent. It obliterates it. Help us! Help us! It's a tiny, desperate voice. Maybe even Ruby's voice. Kudzu. I pick my way through the debris, trying to lock on the sound. It ain't easy. Please help us! Climbing over the remains of the wall, the one I was sitting on what seems like moments ago, I find myself at the bank of the moat. Ruby? I call at the top of my lungs. Uncle Bob! The sound of my name cuts through the gloom like a shaft of sun. Ruby runs to the opposite edge of the water. She's maybe 8 feet away, but I can barely make her out in the torrential rain. You stay there! I yell, trying to be heard over the wind. I'll come to you! I follow the bank until I come to a spot where several chunks of wall have tumbled into the water. 3 careful leaps, and I'm across. Ruby runs to greet me. She wraps her mud-coated trunk around my neck. And oh boy, am I happy to see that sweet little elephant. You hurt, Ruby? I ask. Is everyone all right? Ruby sniffles. Yes, but come quick. She dashes off before I can ask anything more. 5 of Ruby's aunts stand by the elephant side of the moat. Each one has her trunk plunged deep in the dark, muddy water. They look like a bunch of kids trying to find a lost toy in a swimming pool. It's almost funny until I see what they're reaching for. A baby gorilla is in the moat. The tiny gal keeps grabbing for a trunk to hold on to, then slipping free. Her terrified screeches fill the air. It's Kudzu, Ivan's favorite. And we are going to stop there, and I will be continuing reading a little bit later.